Hey there guys, this is Silent Myst, and welcome back to RedCubed, the RedCubed server of wonderful wonderfulness. It's unfortunately been a long time. I've been sick for about a week and unable to talk, and now I am for the most part better. I think allergies are actually hitting me at an awkward time this year, and now they're starting to screw with my nose and throat. So unfortunately, I am a little congested, but it is a problem that we'll have to work around. But for now, guys, yes, welcome back. Today I've got some basic plans, nothing extreme. We're gonna actually be going to the Nether and doing some work there now that we have access to the Nether once again. As I believe I explained before, the Nether was not functional because we had Bucket and the vanilla server both will use different worlds for their Nether, which I find very strange. And oh man, that game is loud, or those cows are loud. But they use different worlds, and therefore we could not actually do anything, which was very unfortunate, but something that we lived with. So we're going to be actually working on our part of the Nether junction right now. Whoa, that is some lag. As soon as I can grab the materials needed to do so. And actually, since the last parts, I haven't done too much on this server. This has actually been like getting some neglect compared to everything else that I've been doing, unfortunately. What can we bring with us? We're gonna want this for sure. Let's see, we'll bring a stack of wood. Where's our wood? In here. We'll bring a stack of this stuff. So you can see I have like all of these enchanted things. I've been doing a little bit of enchanting, both high and low level. And what else did I want? I needed to grab, we got a bunch of smooth stone. We should grab more smooth stone actually. I should just fill up my inventory entirely with smooth stone. Whatever I don't need, I can just chuck. This is useless in the Nether. This is not going to be needed. Oh, no smooth stone there. Just a lot of loud cows. Let's see, that iron, we totally can combine it with this iron to make, oh wait, we can make full stacks, and these cows, they're annoyingly loud. Let's quiet them down. Let's make some stacks of iron blocks, or some iron blocks. Yes, so finally back to this. I've missed it quite a bit, and I am very happy to be back and able to record. But in the period of my absence, I've done a decent bit of anime watching, and actually, a lot of people have asked me for recommendations on anime. So let's talk about anime in this part, or at least a little bit of anime in this part. So recently, or rather not recently, about 5 minutes ago, I finished watching a series called Fractale, not Fractal, but Fractale. Nick and I were talking about how it was supposed to be pronounced, and I'm like, Fractal is Fractal. Fractal, that's fractal, except there's an E in Fractale, like, it's a tale, a story. So, yeah, we talked about that, but man, that series, it was like watching a 5-hour-long movie made by Miyazaki. It was glorious. I am very happy that I watched it, and 'tis something that I will never... it always makes me really sad when I watch series that are as good as what I just watched, because it makes me realize, like, oh man, I was able to forget how much the world sucked, but then I watched this, and it was just like, oh yeah, man, look how plain everything is. So, that, of course, as with all anime that I watched, made me sad, but, it was gorgeously animated, and... It had a very, very good storyline and a fantastic soundtrack, all of which are very notable facts in Miyazaki films. So, I very much enjoyed watching that. I was very sad when it ended, but 'tis the cruel fates of someone who watches anime. Oop, gotta be careful here with this nether rack, breaking this stuff like nobody's business, but let's just load this stone in here for now. We're going to make a bit of smooth stone. What we're going to do is we're going to make this 5 wide with the new walls that we're going to put up, and then we'll have the floor made out of half slabs. We're actually going to have to push this down a block probably. Maybe. Let me see how this, I want to see how something looks. And of course, obligatory pause in the video as you've all grown quite accustomed to. What were we talking about? Fractale. That fantastic series. I I was right in the middle of a thought, and then something happened. What was that thought? Let's see if I can get it back. Oh yeah, it's like watching a. It was watching. Bleh. It was like watching a 5 hour long film made by Miyazaki. Um, as all of you people who as many of you should know, Miyazaki makes animated movies, very, very, very well done. Not most of the time, not 99% of the time, but all the time. It is an absolute joy to watch his videos, and I mean, yeah, Miyazaki definitely did not make this, but man, watching it just felt like I was watching a Miyazaki film, except it was over a period of 5 hours, which just made me oh so happy. It was nothing short of fantastic. So that's what I spent. Actually, it took me a while to finish that series. It's only 11 episodes long, but I started watching that on my way back from New Jersey in the car, and then I've been watching it on the bus to and fro school. Yeah, school just started, and I'm really hoping that doesn't affect my recording schedule too much, but you know school and how it eats time. Ugh. But so I've been watching it on the bus, and yeah, so today I watched like episode 9 on the bus, and then I realized, oh man, the series ends in like 3 episodes. No, I watched episode 8. Minor details. And I was like, oh dang, this is going to end very, very shortly. So I pretty much came to the conclusion that I'm not going to watch any more of it until I get home so I can enjoy the rest of it on the TV. So I did just that, and oh man, the last 3 episodes were absolutely fantastic, and they looked wonderful on the TV. This TV, it's so good at oversaturating the living, but Jesus out of colors. So, I mean, a lot of people don't like oversaturated video, but man, do I love it. And in anime and cartoons and anime, yes, I do prefer to distinguish between them. It just makes a world of difference in terms of how aesthetically pleasing it is. So, oh, it was gorgeous. But not as gorgeous as the Blu-ray copies of Fate Zero. That is probably the single most beautiful thing that I've ever seen in terms of animation. And I'll actually be rewatching that with some friends in the near future, hopefully. The Blu-rays come out on the 15th, so I am looking forward to getting those for the second season and then enjoying anime of the utmost highest quality. So, that's a thing. What else? Oh, okay. I'm gonna take a little break from anime and talk about other games. So I've been playing. I bought, what is that? That Mario game that came out for the 3DS, not recently, but a while ago. Maybe was it New Super Mario Bros. 3DS? No, Super Mario World 3D. Quick little sip. Super Mario World 3D. I was playing it, and I got to the 7th special world and then got stuck on a level because I've been a pseudo perfectionist in trying to get as many of the star coins as possible. So I get to that level, and then that level just kind of it gets really tedious to the point of if you make one mistake you're going to die. Now there are times when I see that to not be a bad thing in games, but if you ever do that, it's definitely going to ruin a game in my eyes. Now, the first half of Super Mario World 3D was stupidly easy, and like I got to World 8, beat Bowser, and I was like, wait, that was the game? That was all? And then there were the special worlds, and this is when I started to get very disappointed at the game. So the special worlds were pretty much just more difficult versions of the real worlds. So I was like, fine, whatever, I'll play through it. So I was going through it. I got to about once you start worlds 1 through 4 were pretty easy for someone who plays Mario, I guess. Then what is that? World 8 happened, 6, 5, 6, and 7 happened, and it started to really ramp up in difficulty to Blaze Trap. Oh, Nova's Blaze Trap. And then World 7 hits, and it just got so tedious to the point of you need to know how to do this perfectly, else you're going to die. For example, there's a level where there's a Shadow Mario that will chase you, and if it touches you, you either lose your power-up or you die. So this forces you to either always be moving or to rush. And okay, that's not too bad. until then they started putting time limits on these levels, so you had to worry about that, like very harsh time limits, like 30 seconds, and you need to go get a bunch of stopwatches to increase your time limits. So this started to really frustrate me. And then I got to World 8, and World 8 pretty much demands that you have every single star coin in the game, every single one, not some of them, all of them. So that happened, and then I realized, man, this game sucks. So I quit at World S8 because it just became a collectathon, and well, I don't have problems with collectathons if it's to the point of you have to collect hundreds of items that are laced around every world, and you have to go through the worlds and make sure you've explored every single niche and nick and cranny of it. Well, then that game's not for me. So I stopped playing it. It's the first Mario game that I've put down, and I don't think I'll be finishing. So that was a big disappointment. That was pretty recent too, and I've actually wanted to talk about that for a while. And yeah, it just made me lose my faith in the Mario development team, in Nintendo a little bit. Although I am still, I was really looking forward to Paper Mario for the 3DS, and then I saw that it was what it was going to be like. It's Paper Mario Sticker Star, if I recall. And then I saw it, and I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I mean, it's a Paper Mario game, and I absolutely love Paper Mario, but I don't know if I'm going to enjoy something like that. It just seems a little strange. Like the which one? Super Paper Mario. I did not enjoy Super Paper Mario. I never played it. I probably won't play it. Well, maybe I'll do a let's play of it, but I wasn't really a huge fan of it, so I never spent too much. Why am I doing it this way when I could just do it this way? So I never spent too much time playing that, and well, yeah, those were the Paper Mario games that I skipped. Aside from that, I've played all of them. Well, 2 of them, and I've enjoyed every second of them because they are absolutely wonderful. So let's see, what else? 3DS. So yeah, I'm still waiting for that game to be released on the 3DS. Aside from that, there aren't too many games that I'm really looking forward to on the 3DS, which is kind of disappointing. The system as a whole really hasn't lived up to what I was hoping, but then again, neither did the DSi. The DSi, in my eyes, was pretty much an utter failure. It should have never have existed in my eyes. It was just, it existed for the sake of making money. Like, not to provide entertainment, no, to make money. There was almost nothing. There was nothing good that was exclusive on the 3DS or on the DSi, and there was almost nothing good on the there was almost nothing at all on the DSi, and there was absolutely nothing that was worth getting for the DSi, which was really sad. And this is the one thing that I did do while I was sick. I did coat this place, the Nether junction, in half height sandstone bricks, just so things would not spawn in there. We're going to be doing that along this pathway also, but that's gonna just take a little while because, yeah, time, and I am getting hungry. Speaking of which, I'm gonna run out of blocks soon. Actually, can I see? Oh, I can see that from over here. We're a decent bit. We're going to be done soon. So yeah, those are my Mario woes. Aside from that, speaking of Paper Mario, I'm going to be getting that back up and going very soon. Oh yeah, someone put these here. I don't know why. Oops. Yeah, those will be going up very soon. I am very much looking forward to that. I have to re-commentate over a bit of that, which is, yeah, that's been the main reason why it hasn't been updated, because I just haven't been able to find like an hour to set aside just talk to myself. That isn't in Minecraft, which, I mean, I could, but then anime happened, and then school happened, and now it's just difficult to find all that time. Oh, do we have any more? No, we do not. Let's go back and make some more. Got one of those delicious smoothies that I absolutely adore. Oh yeah, we were talking about anime, then I put that off for the topic of Mario. Let's see. So, oh, Sherb's here. Ha, Sherb. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, so I have a top 10 list of anime that I would like to share with you all. I actually threw this together not too long ago on Google Docs just because I realized that I've watched so much anime and that I don't have a specific list of like my favorite series of all time. So I've gotten quite a few personal messages like, "Hey," saying something along the lines of, "Hey, could you recommend recommend some anime to me?" So yes, I can. I would love to recommend some anime to you. I love anime and I love recommending it to people. Oh man, sounds are broken. Restart Minecraft, yo, lol. Um, so yes, I can recommend anime to you, and these 10 series that I'm about to recommend are 10 of the series that have stood out the most out of probably the 100 to somewhere in the hundreds of series that I've watched. I have a My Anime List account also. Um Although I must warn you that that does have all of my favorites in it, although it is missing a large chunk of the series that I've watched in the past that I can't remember off the top of my head by their name. So, yes, it is missing a bit, but it has about 70 or 80 of these series that I've watched in it. But needless to say, my top 10 list, top 10 favorite series of anime. So actually, like a couple of first and second place have been very recent additions to my favorites, and in first place is Steins Gates. Oh wait, crap! I should have gone from 10. Ignore what I just said right there. So starting off at number 10, we have Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica. Now, this series had so many people not recommended it to me, I would have never watched it because I'm not a Mahou Shoujo fan, and if you guys don't know what that is a magical girl fan, pretty much. Um, it's a concept that never really appealed to me, but a lot of people are like, dude, watch Mahou Shoujo and give it a chance. At least watch up to episode 3. So finally, after a while, I managed to download it, and so I started watching it. Oh man, was I surprised? It was not. It is one of the. It is probably the strangest series that I've ever seen that makes coherent sense. The reason why it earned it earned one of my favorite spots is because it did a fantastic job of confusing the crap out of you, but in the end, tying it all together, making sure that everything makes sense, and it did that wonderfully. And for that, it earned the 10th favorite. It earned its spot as number 10 from all of my. If I could talk, that would just be wonderful. It earned number 10 in my list of top 10. For number 9, we have Requiem for a Phantom. Now, this series, it was a very good series. The story was just fantastic. I'm not going to spoil any of this for you, but it had a wonderful storyline, and it was animated very well, and it taught me quite a few things, specifically how to use some weapons. It did a good job of explaining like the mechanics behind it and how they're supposed to be used. So I guess if for some reason I should ever need to know that information, I now have that stored away in my head. So Requiem for a Phantom, a very educational series and just a very interesting series. So at number 8, this is probably going to change. I really like this series, but it is definitely not. I don't think it is deserving of the 8th spot anymore. That I've watched a few more series, but Spice and Wolf. For any of the people that have watched this, obviously it's a very, very, very beautiful series. Once again, it's artistically it is just absolutely fantastic, but it had a good story. However, it was unfinished. It is done after the manga Spice and Wolf, and unfortunately, it only has 2 seasons, which covers up till the second book in the manga of Spice and Wolf. Now, this would be all fine and dandy if they would actually make a 3rd season, or if they would translate the Spice and Wolf manga into English, like at a reasonable pace, which they're not doing. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's the reason why I haven't bumped it down, because I've kept it up and I haven't bumped it down yet, and that's because it holds so much promise in the future, and I really look forward to seeing what it's going to be like. I really hope that they continue the anime, so, yeah. Then number 7, one that many people have watched, Clannad. Oh, wait, I'm using my Fortune 3 pick! Oh, no! Oh, that makes me feel all bad inside. I think this is the official. Yeah, okay. Oh, that makes me feel pretty terrible. So in number 7, the 7th spot, I have Clannad and the 2nd season Clannad After Story. Ooh, excuse me, Clannad After Story. Now, for all of you guys out there, this is a slice of life, and it is one of my favorites. I'm pretty sure this is actually my 2nd favorite slice of life of all times, and my favorite will obviously be higher up in this list. But yeah, I watched this when I was young. It was one of the first series that I watched, like way back in 6th or 7th grade, and I really liked it, although I think that I was a bit too young to like fully appreciate it. Like if I were to rewatch it now, I'd probably like it more. But yes, it has wonderful story. It is dreadfully saddening at sometimes, but it is a wonderful series. A lot of people see it as one of the saddest series that they've ever seen, but it has a happy ending. So I really can't classify it as a tragedy. So yeah, it's not too sad. Usually the ending is what makes me decide whether or not a series is sad or not. Usually. There are a couple of exceptions to this, of course, but yeah. So then at number 6, we have quite possibly the best looking series that I have ever seen, and that is Fate Zero. It is a series based on it's pretty, the concept itself is absolutely crazy. It is, you're going to pit all of the world's most famous heroes against each other in a battle royale for the Holy Grail. And I mean, while the concept itself is absolutely like, what the heck, the series is not only absolutely beautiful, but it is somewhat historically accurate. Like not historically accurate, it is accurate in the sense of what they imbue their characters with. Like, say, one of the characters, Gilgamesh, the King of Babylon. I believe, is that the King of Babylon? I want to say it is. I could be wrong here. But, he has this, like, giant flying plane thing, and when I first watched the series, I was just like, what the heck is this? But then I did a little bit of research, and apparently it's actually this flying chariot that was in Sanskrit legends, so just like seeing that, it's like, man, the people who animated this and who wrote up the story really know what they were doing. So I very much enjoy that series. I hold that as one of the best looking series that I've ever seen. It is a very dark series though. Like they have absolutely no qualms with showing the death of certain characters, and yeah, spoiler alert, people are gonna die, and people are killed, or no, people die when they are killed. That is a famous quote from Fate Stay Night, which unfortunately does not come anywhere near reaching my top 10 favorite series of all times. And how are we doing on inventory space? Oh, plenty of it. So yeah, Fate Zero, one of the best series that I've ever seen. So then, moving on. In 5th place is Full Metal Alchemist / Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now, I honestly see Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood as the superior series in just about every aspect, except due to the fact that in order to get the full picture from Full Metal Alchemist, you're going to need to watch, or from Brotherhood, you're going to need to watch the first season, the first series of Full Metal Alchemist, just for the beginning parts, because it does skip over a few parts in the beginning, just because of time constraints, and because they didn't want it to be, I guess, 100 episodes long. I mean, I would have loved it, but yeah. So yeah, for the most part, I did prefer the 2nd season, except for there were parts in the, not really, I guess in the humor of it that really did not appeal to me. It made me feel like it was taking away from like some of the more solemn moments in the series, or serious moments in the series. So Full Metal Alchemist is actually the first series that I've ever watched in terms of anime. And yeah, I did enjoy it very much, and highly recommend, if any of you haven't watched anime before, and if you want to get into anime, I highly recommend that you start off by watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. If not, well, I would recommend that you'd watch the first series first, but I mean, if you just want to see like some of the best anime, I'd highly recommend that you'd watch Full Metal Alchemist. And actually, on that note, if you are starting off and watching anime, let's go back to the 10th place. I highly recommend that you do not watch Mahou Shoujo until you've watched quite a few series beforehand, because you definitely will not be able to appreciate a lot of it if you watch that as your first series. Okay, so moving on, in 4th place, we have Toradora, which is my favorite slice of life of all times, hands down. there's nothing that is going to, there's probably nothing that will ever compete with it. So it is absolutely wonderful. Everything about it is pretty much close to perfect. I actually made the stupid mistake of not watching through the end credits on the last episode, and I actually thought that it ended off strangely. So if you're going to watch that, be sure that you watch the little blurb after the credits, because it'll make things a lot better for you. Yeah, I really can't go into too much detail about that series, except for it's a slice of life, and it's pretty darn awesome. So yeah, you should watch that. And in third place, we have Angel Beats, which I guess a lot of people could classify it as a slice of life. Oh man, I am lagging a lot. And I mean, I sort of see it as a slice of life, but it's more of a, I guess it's a slice of life, if when all is said and done. So I guess maybe this would rank slightly higher in terms of my favorite slice of lives, but yeah, I love Angel Beats, and I am one of a few, a select few, that actually think that it is meant to end off as a tragedy and not as a happy story. And if any of you guys want to know this, I would gladly explain it if there weren't people out there that haven't seen it, because I definitely don't want to spoil it. I don't know why this room over here exists. I'm just making a better looking path over here. But yeah, so let's see, what else? Oh yeah, let's continue the list. In second place, the series that I just finished 5 minutes, or now more like 35 minutes ago, Fractale. I already went into a little detail about this, so I'm not gonna ramble too long about it, but it is pretty much one of the most beautiful series that I've ever seen. It is very resemblant, or it's not resemblant. It takes after a movie, not like a specific movie, but it feels like you're watching a grand movie as you watch this. So if you want to watch something that's like grand and wonderful, watch Fractale. Yeah, and yeah, I'm not gonna go into that too much, but give it a chance. It's a wonderful series. And then finally, in first place, we have Steins Gate. And yeah, I hope you guys all forgot that I talked about that in the beginning. And what was I talking about in the beginning? Who knows? But Steins Gate is the series that has recently taken my favorite series of all times, or has taken the crown from Angel Beats. Angel Beats for about a year used to be my favorite series of all times. But then again, I didn't watch too much anime last year, surprisingly. So yeah, that was a thing, but the reason why I loved the reason mouse the reason why I loved Steins Gate so much was because of the story. The story, it had so many plot twists, and just it did what Mahou Shoujo did, except it did it better, where every single thing that was at one point or another confusing was later brought into like full sensical or it was made into sense. They took it and put sense into it. So because of that, it pretty much easily took the spot as my favorite series of all times. Like the second I finished watching it, the second that sad last episode finished, I was just like, oh yep, that was definitely my favorite series of all times. So yeah, that is another thing. So highly recommend that you watch that series. Once again, that wouldn't be too bad of a series to start you off in anime, but it wouldn't be a notable series to really start you off. And that concludes Anime with Silent Mystification. Although, I would not be too surprised if I talk about it a little bit more in the next episode, because I'm actually going to be recording with Sherb shortly after I am done with this video, which will actually be very soon. I don't know. Let's see. I think that's actually all that we can really can speak about right now. Can't think of anything else without starting a whole new topic, which might drag on for a while. So I think we're actually going to call it quits here and go talk with Sherb. Enjoy an episode with Sherb with Natural Omen. So for now, guys, that is all. And in the next parts, well, we'll see what we do. But yeah, that's all for now. So until then, I will see you all later. Goodbye.